Hello and welcome to creating a survey in New Quizzes. As of December 2025, we now have the ability to create graded and ungraded surveys within New Quizzes. So this function is finally available to us, and we're going to dive in and look at how we can set one of these up. All right, our first step is to come into a course. I am here within my sandbox, and I will scroll through my course navigation to find my quizzes. Click on that to open up my quizzes page. And now we can see there is a plus quiz slash survey button here within the quizzes page. So we will click on that plus quiz slash survey to open up a new survey. We'll use the new quizzes function and click the submit button. From here, we will give it a name. Maybe we'll start this with a beginning of the semester survey. Under quiz type, this is now where we can choose whether we have a graded or ungraded survey. I'm going to select graded. Anytime we assign points to a assignment or quiz, will show students that it is important for them to complete it. Okay, so whether this is a check mark for a complete or a numerical points, that is completely up to you. We also have the option to keep submissions anonymous, which is a great option, especially when we're asking for honest feedback. And now student responses will be shown in a random order. So no more of a student one, student two, student three, and being fairly obvious that it's still within alphabetical order. We'll continue on to assign it to the whole class, add in your due date, and then select the build button in the bottom right corner. From here, we will begin to craft our survey. So from within the new quizzes function, we can add our instructions, which are really important for our students to understand what we're asking of them and why. Click the plus button in the center of your screen in order to add a question, and then select which type of question. So we'll notice here within surveys that there are fewer question types than in a typical quiz, but still many very useful functions like essay, fill in the blank, multiple choice, file upload, multiple answer, true or false, and then a stimulus or text block. So those last two options are to give students information which they can respond to in other questions. For this first question, I'll add an essay type question, which is similar to a short answer. The question title here is optional, and then question stem is where your actual question would go. Here I've put, how can I support you in this course? And then students can use the rich content editor in order to free type their short answer of what they think is most important for them. You can also choose whether you want students to be able to use spell check and show the word count or set a word limit for your students. So if you are concerned that maybe they're going to write you a whole essay, you may want to put a 100 word count maximum in here. If a minimum is important for you, you can of course set that up. And because this is an essay type question, we have all of these additional options here. Okay, you can also add automatic feedback here if you like. Once you're done with creating your first question, make sure you click the Done button in the bottom right corner. This will save your newly created question. All right, and here it is. You can continue adding questions by clicking the plus sign in the blue bubble, either before your first question or after, and then you can always rearrange your questions at a later time as well. Also similar to a typical quiz versus a survey, you do have the settings tab that have the same capabilities, as well as moderate, reports, and exports. And that is our overview on using the surveys function within new quizzes. Happy creating!